Emma Olivia never thought grief could change the shape of a house, but it did. The morning after Mark's funeral, the walls felt closer, the ceilings lower, the air heavier. The same house that once felt warm now felt like it was holding its breath. Emma stood in the kitchen staring at a half-empty coffee mug, unable to remember when she had poured it. Mark was gone, just like that. One morning he was laughing about burnt toast, and by evening he was lying still under white hospital lights. A weak heart, the doctor said. No warning. No second chance. Emma was 42, a woman who thought she understood loss. She had lost her parents young. She had lost a marriage before Mark. But this loss was different. Mark had been her safe place, her quiet joy. And now he was a memory locked inside framed photos and old voicemail. Messages she could not bring herself to delete. There was only one other person. Left in the house, Noah, Mark's single quotes a son from his first marriage. Noah was 22 and had moved back home, temporarily after college to help his father with repairs. Then life changed overnight. Now, he stayed because neither of them knew what else to do. They moved around each other like shadows, polite, careful, almost silent. Emma noticed how Noah avoided the living room where Mark used to sit, how he stayed out late and came home quietly. His grief stayed trapped behind his eyes. Emma tried to stay strong. She returned to work sooner than people expected. She smiled when neighbors brought casseroles. She thanked everyone who said, "If you need anything." But at night, when the house went still, the strength left her. One evening, Emma found Noah in the garage, sitting on the floor with a box of old tools. These were his, Noah said, without looking up. Emma nodded. He loved fixing things, even when they didn't need fixing. Noah gave a weak smile. Yeah, that was him. For a moment, they just sat there, surrounded by dust and memories. Emma felt something shift. This was the first real moment they shared since the funeral. After that, the silence slowly broke. They started eating dinner together, talking more, laughing sometimes, then feeling guilty about it. Grief made emotions strange. One minute, Emma felt numb. The next, she felt everything at once. Noah surprised her. He was thoughtful. He listened closely. When Emma spoke about her fears, money, the future, being alone, he didn't rush to fix them. He just listened. Mark had done that too. That realization made her uncomfortable. She told herself it was normal. They were two people grieving the same man. Of course they would lean on each other. Still, Emma began to notice things she never had before. Noah was no longer the quiet teenager she remembered. He was tall, broad-shouldered, with a calm presence that filled a room without effort. When he focused on something, he did it fully. When he spoke, people listened. One night, Emma came home late after a long day. Her feet hurt, her head ached. The porch light was on. Noah was waiting inside. "I made soup," he said. "You didn't eat much today." Her heart tightened. "You didn't have to. I wanted to." They ate together in silence. The soup was warm, comforting. Emma felt something soften inside her chest, and that scared her. Later that week, a storm rolled in. Heavy rain, loud thunder. It's a kind of storm that rattled windows and made the lights flicker. Emma hated storms. Mark always knew. He used to hold her hand and make jokes until it passed. Now, Mark was gone. The power went out with a sharp click. Darkness filled the house. Emma froze. "It's okay," Noah said from the hallway. "I've got candles." He moved calmly, lighting small flames that filled the room with soft gold light. Shadows danced along the walls. "You all right?" he asked. She shook her head, embarrassed. "I know it's silly." "It's not," he said simply. Thunder cracked overhead. Emma flinched without meaning to. Noah stepped closer, not touching. Just close enough that she could feel his presence, his steadiness. "I'm here," he said quietly. Those two words hit her harder than the thunder. "I'm here." No one had said that to her since. Mark died. Emma turned to thank him. "Now we standing too close." His face was lit by candlelight. His eyes were dark, deep, and full of emotion he was no longer hiding. For one breathless second, the world narrowed. Emma's heart pounded. Her mind raced. This is wrong, she told herself. This is grief. This is confusion. Noah took a step back as if he had reached the same conclusion. I'm sorry, he said quickly. Oh, I didn't mean. He stopped. His hands clenched at his sides. I should go check the breaker, he muttered and walked away. Emma stood alone, shaken. That night, sleep would not come. She stared at the ceiling, replaying the moment again and again. The look in Noah's eyes, the closeness, the feeling she didn't want to name. The next morning, everything felt different. Noah avoided her gaze. Emma avoided being alone with Cress. Emma avoided being alone with Cress. And we sat like with Cress, too. Like, look at this. And we all know I've been exploring. That we alove, let Cress in Quidgic with Cress. The feeling she didn't want to name. The must of me, at we did nabe. We said we can't ever regain me, Paisley, IDS, with crack. We said, Cress quake Cress, crad you said see with canner with their quaid I kali cracky sigh can we can kind of the can we to cry with the get with they side a key you to can get the can we say I got to get creek cute the see you I you for the we then can you what could you guys I not what you got we I want to get we I we him, the house felt tense, like a stretched wire ready to snap. Days passed. Then a week. Emma tried to act normal. She focused on routines, work, bills, cleaning, anything to keep her mind busy. But grief had a way of bringing people together when they least expected it. One evening, Noah knocked on her bedroom door. Can we talk? He asked. Her stomach dropped. Now. He nodded. They sat across from each other in the living room. The space between them felt heavy. I don't want things to be weird, Noah said. You didn't do anything wrong. Emma swallowed. Neither did you. Silence stretched. I miss him, Noah said suddenly. His voice broke. I don't know how to be in this house without him. Emma felt tears rise. Neither do I. Their eyes met again. This time the feeling was stronger, clearer, and far more dangerous. Emma stood up quickly. We should get some rest. Noah nodded, but disappointment flickered across his face before he could hide it. That night, Emma knew something had changed forever. She never imagined her stepson would look at her that way, and she never imagined how deeply it would shake her. The quiet house no longer felt empty. It felt full of something that could either heal and both or destroy everything they had left. Emma woke before sunrise, her heart already tired. The house was quiet, but it no longer felt peaceful. Every step echoed with questions she did not want to answer. She made coffee and stared out the window, watching fog lift from the yard. Mark used to love mornings like this. The thought steadied her, then broke her all over again. Noah came into the kitchen a little later. He looked like he hadn't slept. His hair was messy, his eyes distant. Morning, he said. Morning, Emma replied. They stood there, unsure what to do with their hands, their words, their grief. The moment from the storm sat between them like a fragile thing that could shatter if touched. I'll be late tonight, Emma said quickly. Work. Noah nodded. Okay. The day passed in a blur. Emma kept busy, but her mind returned to the same place again and again. She remembered the way Noah had listened to her fears. The way he had stepped back when he realized the moment was wrong. That mattered. It meant he understood the line, even if he felt the pull toward it. That night, Emma came home to find the living room lights off and a note on the counter. Went for a drive. Needed air, no relief, and worry mixed inside her. She sat on the couch and waited, telling herself she was just being responsible. When Noah finally returned, it was late. He looked calmer, steadier. Thanks for the note, Emma said. He nodded. I didn't want you to worry. They sat across from each other, the quiet stretching thin. Noah began, then stopped. He took a breath. I don't want to make things harder for you. She met his eyes. Then we need to be honest. He nodded again. I agree. They spoke carefully, choosing words like stepping stones across deep water. Oh, they talked about Mark, about how losing him had left a hole neither of them knew how to fill. They admitted they felt closer than before. And that closeness felt confusing. I don't want this to be a mistake. Emma said softly. It wouldn't be a mistake, Noah said, then corrected himself. It could be. And that's why it scares me. That honesty hurt and healed at the same time. The next days were tense, but respectful. They gave each other space. Emma spent more time out of the house. Noah took on extra shifts at work. The distance helped, but it didn't erase the feeling. It only made it quieter. One afternoon, Emma found an old box in the attic. Inside were letters Mark had written to Noah when he was away at college. She sat on the floor and read them, tears falling freely. Mark wrote about pride, about patience, about doing the right thing when it was hard, when Noah came home. Emma handed him the box. I think you should have these, she said. He opened one letter and smiled sadly. He always believed in me. So do I, Emma said, the words, surprised. Them both. That night, Noah knocked on her door again. This time his voice was steady. I'm thinking of moving out, he said. Not because I don't care, because I do. Emma's chest tightened. You don't have to rush. I do, he said gently. I need to stand on my own. You need room to breathe. She nodded, grateful and heartbroken, all at once. The weeks that followed moved fast. Noah found a small apartment across town. Emma helped him pack. They laughed over old stories and cried over small things, like mismatched socks and chipped mugs. On the last night, they shared a quiet dinner. I'm thankful for you, Noah said. For everything. So am I, Emma replied. They hugged brief, careful and full of all the things they were choosing not to say after Noah moved out. The house felt empty again, but different this time. Lighter. Emma focused on healing. She went to therapy. She joined a book club. She learned how to sit with her grief without letting it decide her future. Months passed. Emma moved to Boston for a fresh start. New job, new routines. She kept Mark's photo on her desk and smiled at it often. She thought of Noah sometimes, wondering if he was okay. One crisp fall morning, a letter arrived. Inside was a simple note. Thank you for choosing what was right when it was hardest. I'm doing well, proud of the man my dad raised me to be. I hope you're finding peace too. Emma folded the letter and held it close. She realized then that some connections are not meant to grow into something more. They exist to teach strength, respect, and restraint. They remind us that love is not only about what we want, but about what we protect. Emma looked out at the city, breathing in the cool air. She was finally at peace, and that was enough.